Welcome to Television Sydney News. I'm Christina Pollard. It's great to have you with us. In this week's bulletin, a bone discovered in the search for a missing Auburn man, major shops open in the new Cogra Town Centre, and Sydney's Royal Easter Show enters its final week. But first, a bone believed to be from a human hand has been discovered during investigations into the disappearance of Auburn man Cengiz Sarek. 24-year-old Mr Sarek disappeared in suspicious circumstances in 2005, and a team of investigators began searching the ground under a two-storey Marylands home using radar technology on Tuesday in a bid to find his remains. Abnormalities were detected beneath the backyard on Wednesday, and excavations on Thursday uncovered a number of items, including a bone. Initial examinations revealed the bone could be from a human hand. One man has been charged as the result of inquiries into Mr Sarek's disappearance, and investigations are continuing. A P-plate driver crashed his car into the side of a Western Sydney home on Monday, while allegedly more than 5 times over the blood alcohol limit. Police said the 39-year-old returned a breath test of 0.274 after smashing his car into the Plumpton home shortly before 9:15am. He's due to appear at Mount Druitt Local Court next month on one charge of high-range drink driving. A toddler has suffered facial and abdominal injuries after falling from a balcony in the Blue Mountains. The 18-month-old girl fell 4 metres onto a concrete driveway at Wimberley on Monday. The Careflight helicopter landed at a nearby sports oval, and the girl was treated by the trauma team before being transported to Westmead Children's Hospital by ambulance, where she remained in a serious but stable condition. Human remains discovered in the Blue Mountains are believed to be that of a woman missing from the area for 9 years. 30-year-old Ariel Livesey was last seen in Katoomba in October 2003. A member of the public discovered the remains in dense bushland near Murray Street on Monday, and police were waiting for the results of an autopsy to confirm the identity and cause of death. The $25 million redevelopment of Cogra Town Centre is drawing to a close, with major shops like the new Aldi supermarket opening this week. Cogra Town Centre owner John Lewis said the introduction of a free bus service and the upgrade of the town centre forecourt had helped the redevelopment. Aldi has moved into the complex, an underutilised food court has been replaced, and the Woolworths store has been given its overdue facelift. Sutherland Shire and St George councils have been urged to unite behind the Hurstville to Strathfield railway line concept and lobby the state government for an immediate decision. The line would connect southern Sydney to the western and northern lines, and Hurstville Residents Association President Brian Shaw said it would solve local traffic problems and substantially cut down travel time for people working out west. Mr Shaw says the aim is to cut travelling times between Hurstville and Parramatta from 1 hour and 5 minutes to half an hour. Cronulla MP Mark Speakman will push for Infrastructure New South Wales to put the F6 motorway extension at the top of the priority list for Sydney road projects over the next 2 decades. Premier Barry O'Farrell has promised to start a major new project by the end of the government's 4-year term. Mr Speakman said an F6 extension would reduce travel times for motorists, reduce vehicle operating costs and petrol consumption. The launch of Westwords, the Western Sydney Young People's Literature Project, was held recently at Blacktown Arts Centre. Westwords Project Officer Judith Ridge said she was overwhelmed by the talent of local high school students that read poetry and performed at the event. The project includes creative writing workshops, school residency programs and a virtual book club. Blacktown residents will find out what Prospect was like 200 years ago at the Back to St Bartholomew's Day on Saturday. University of Western Sydney Associate Professor Carol Liston will speak about the history of the church, opened in 1841. Items connected to the church, including wedding and funeral photographs and certificates, will be on display on the day, and a free shuttle bus will run from Blacktown Railway Station from 9am. Featherdale Wildlife Park has introduced 4 of its newest and cutest attractions to the public for the school holidays. 4 bilbies ranging from 6 months to 2 years will be a part of the park's daily animal encounter session until the end of the holidays. Featherdale's animals and staff are also in the Save the Bilby Fund tent at the Royal Easter Show, supporting conservation efforts. Featherdale visitors can buy a Save the Bilby pin for $2. And in sport, Western Sydney is set to have a side in the A-League competition thanks to an $8 million grant from the federal government. Prime Minister Julia Gillard announced the funding last week. The new club has 6 months to find a name, colours, players, a coach, a chief executive and an administration. The West's huge geographical and player base has produced Socceroos including Harry Kewell, Brett Emerton and Mark Schwarzer. Blacktown Spartans FC have won their second game in the Football New South Wales Premier League. The Spartans beat the Parramatta Eagles 3-0 and have had an early star to celebrate in striker Christopher Gomez, who scored the first 2 goals. The win came as the Spartans christened their new home at Blacktown Football Park. The Spartans host defending premiers Sydney Olympic on Saturday night. 2 women boxers from the Sutherland Shire will make their debut in South Sydney on Friday. Christy Hatch and Jess Malivsky will make their debut in the ring when they fight each other at Sharkies Leagues Club following 10 weeks of intensive training. And finally, Sydney's Royal Easter Show is in its final week at Homebush. I travelled to the show earlier to see what's coming up. Next week's the last week of the Sydney Royal Easter Show, but the fun lasts right up until the end. On Saturday, the Youth in Agriculture Day takes place, which showcases the contribution young people make to rural communities. And it includes the Young Farmer Challenge and the Sydney Royal Showgirl competition. Tuesday and Wednesday is Scouts Day in the Woodchop Arena, which is taken over by Scouts and kids who'd like to try their hand at scouting. The show winds up on April 18, which is Kids Day. All kids get in for $13 on the day. And of course, right up until the end of the show, there are the show bags. They'll be here the whole time, so come to the Royal Easter Show and check it out for yourself. And that's all the news we have time for. For more information, pick up your local Fairfax community newspaper. We'll see you next time.